Well, yesterday I decided to work on that X Pro course. Really close to being done. But yeah, today I got a few things in mind. I do want to get that PTZ demo live again. It should just be a matter of changing a little bit of configuration on our router and on the Cloudflare D config file. We're on a different subnet. Also, I need to see if on the router I can not only poke a UDP port through, but also set up maybe a DHCP reservation. Just, some way of ensuring. I guess the way it was last time, I used IPv6 and just kind of figured that since it assigns its own IPv6 address based on some prefix in its MAC address, I think. So I guess I figured that would be pretty stable. And it was. So anyway, maybe something like that would work again, but I think, preferably I would explicitly reserve an IP address for that mini PC, for that Alpine box, and then just use that, just use that in my Cloudflare config and my port forwarding config. That demo, I never really made a UI for it, which I should do. The main thing that was kind of holding me back, on a keyboard you can hit the arrow keys and it works great. But the real showcase was you use your phones. If you're on a phone, a mobile device, you use the device's orientation to control it. So, as you scan around the room, the camera moves. But at least based on the orientation data that was coming out of my iPhone, it did some really weird things. And I definitely needed to put in some constraints basically about how, what kind of movements it could make. Like each message, it sends a WebSocket message. I don't think it pulls or anything. I think the API in the web browser, just whenever there's something to report, it reports it. And then I would forward that over WebSocket. Anyway, I need to make sure that, and probably not per message, but just per amount of time, it can only change so much, because it was doing some really weird stuff. I think another thing I'd like to do is something with object detection, or just, I don't know, computer vision. I guess it would make sense as a first demo to do object detection. I don't, until I think of something, I've got to do something. So until I think of something better, that's what I'm going to do. And the thing is, even if it's ultimately pointless, it's still really, really important practice when it comes to building a reactive UI. And and when it comes to just knowing the basics of deploying an AI, a computer vision model, running it, running inference in the browser, running inference on the server, but just kind of going through those motions, I think will be really important too. So.